The wind roared down the quiet suburban street as a group of bikers thundered past, engines growling like beasts in the evening sun. Their laughter echoed through the neighborhood loud, carefree, and a little cruel. Among them was a tall man named Rex, known for his bad temper and love for showing off. That day, his arrogance would meet something far stronger than himself. On the corner of Maple Street, a little girl named Sophie sat on the sidewalk, her golden hair blowing gently in the wind. Beside her was her loyal German shepherd, Max, a strong, alert dog with intelligent eyes and a calm posture. Sophie was only 8, small for her age, but her courage was bigger than her years. Max was not just her pet, he was her protector, her friend, and, most importantly, a canine service dog in training, part of a special program run by her father, Officer Daniels, a decorated police officer. As the rumble of motorcycles grew louder, Sophie hugged Max's neck, whispering, "It's okay, boy. Just ignore them." Max stayed still, trained to remain calm, his gaze steady. But Rex noticed them. He smirked as his bike slowed near the sidewalk. "Hey, nice mutt," he shouted, laughing with his friends. Sophie said nothing, her small hands tightening around Max's collar. Rex, wanting to impress his crew, turned his bike sharply, revved the engine, and with a laugh, extended his boot and kicked Max in the side. The sound that followed wasn't just a yelp, it was the breaking of innocence. Sophie screamed, falling to her knees beside Max. The bikers roared with laughter, speeding away, unaware of what they had just awakened. Max didn't chase them. He stood still, eyes locked on the retreating motorcycles, his body trembling but controlled. His training took over. Within minutes, Sophie's father came running out of the house after hearing her cries. When he saw his daughter in tears and Max limping, his blood turned cold. "What happened?" he asked, kneeling beside them. Between sobs, Sophie pointed down the road. "A man, on a motorcycle. He kicked Max." Officer Daniels's jaw tightened. He gently examined Max, bruised, but still standing. Max's eyes met his, steady and sharp. Daniels looked up the road. "We'll find him," he said quietly. Later that evening, the bikers stopped at a diner on the edge of town. They laughed, boasting about their funny little prank. But their laughter died when the door opened and a police officer walked in. Officer Daniels, calm but radiating authority. Behind him, Max stood, tail still, wearing his canine vest that read, "Police Service Dog Do Not Touch." The room fell silent. Rex froze. Daniel's voice was steady, but there was fire beneath it. "Someone here think it's funny to hurt a service dog?" Rex swallowed hard, eyes darting between Max and the officer. "It was just a joke, man. I didn't know." "That joke," Daniels interrupted, stepping closer, "is a federal offense. That dog is part of law enforcement. You assaulted a canine, and you terrified a little girl." Max stood beside his handler, calm but unblinking, his gaze fixed on Rex. For the first time in a long while, Rex felt small. The other bikers shifted uncomfortably, muttering excuses and slipping out of the diner one by one, leaving Rex alone. Daniels didn't raise his voice, he didn't have to. "You're coming with me," he said. In the following weeks, the story spread through the small town. The news ran headlines about the biker who kicked a canine. Some laughed at Rex's stupidity, others were outraged. But what mattered most happened quietly. Rex was sentenced to community service. His punishment? Working at the local canine training center, the very same one where Sophie's father volunteered. The first day, Rex arrived sullen, defensive. He didn't speak to anyone. But as the days went by, something began to change. He watched as trainers worked tirelessly, teaching dogs to detect drugs, rescue victims, and protect their handlers. He saw how the dogs trusted their humans with unwavering loyalty. One day, Daniels approached him. "You still think it's funny?" Rex shook his head. "No, sir. I didn't understand before." Daniels studied him for a moment, then motioned toward the field. "Good. Come help me with Max." Rex froze. "That Max?" Daniels nodded. As Rex walked toward the same dog he'd once hurt, Max stood tall, watching him. For a moment, there was silence and unspoken weight between them. Rex knelt down. "Hey, buddy," he said softly. I'm sorry." Max tilted his head, then stepped forward and sniffed Rex's hand. After a pause, he nudged it gently with his nose. That tiny gesture broke something inside Rex. The man who once laughed at pain now felt tears burning in his eyes. Months passed, and Rex completed his service. But something unexpected happened. He didn't leave. He stayed on, volunteering at the canine center. He even started mentoring at-risk teens, teaching them about respect, empathy, and discipline through dog training. And sometimes, on quiet afternoons, Sophie and Max would visit. Sophie no longer looked at Rex with fear. She smiled. Max, ever the professional, sat beside her, tail wagging slightly. Rex would grin and scratch Max behind the ears. "You're still tougher than me, huh, buddy?" Daniels would chuckle from nearby. "You both learned something from each other." By the end, Rex learned that strength isn't about power or fear, it's about compassion, control, and respect. He came to understand that the real measure of a person isn't how they treat those stronger than them, but how they treat those who can't fight back. And for Sophie, Max, and even Rex, that day on Maple Street became more than a story of cruelty. It became a story of redemption, forgiveness, and the unbreakable bond between a girl and her dog. Would you like me to adapt this story into a 15-minute YouTube narration script, with pacing, pauses, and voice tone cues for storytelling? It'll sound cinematic and emotional, perfect for a voiceover or AI narration.